And welcome back to Non-Stop Wrestling for Part 3. My name is Beautiful Dave Easton. Let's get things started. Paul Heyman is in the ring, saying that his new client is Chris Jericho. Well, there you go. Like, we didn't know that one after the hints last week. And he says thanks to Edge's mouth and not GM. Great GM. Oh, so it's going to be Edge versus Jericho at the Royal Rumble. I says, you may have the title. Well, he is very successful on SmackDown. He has a few clients that are doing really well. And he says at the Rumble he's going to be... And Jericho's going to make his debut next week here. Well, I would like to see that. He says, Edge, you'll see the Rumble, and thanks for keeping the title warm. Wow. There you go. So it is Edge and Chris Jericho at the Royal Rumble. And Jericho making his debut here next week. That should be very, very interesting. Coming up next, it is Curtis Barnett versus Sadlan. What is going on with Curtis Barnett and Megan? Will we find that out? And here is Curtis Barnett, new music and all. And he is going to be out here with Megan tonight. And here is his opponent, the Monster Zadlan. And from what I've heard backstage, Zadlan has not been in a good mood this week. He has said he is sick to death of, well, being on the back burner here at Non-Stop Wrestling. And tonight is the start of something really, really nasty. Let's see if we will find out in our next match here on Raw this evening. So here we go, Chris Barnett versus Sadlan. And really, the rumours I've heard backstage going on between Curtis Barnett and Megan, well, we have heard these two, bit of an item going on backstage. All started a few weeks ago. And then Curtis Barnett coming to Megan's aid last week after the match against Paige. So, and now Megan out here with Curtis Barnett at ringside. But Zadlan, I'm sure, will not take any notice of that. As I was saying before, Zadlan really has not been in the best of moods. But look at this, Chris Barnett showing some skill here. Oh, look at that, Hurricane Rana taking Zadlan off his feet. And that's more from that from Curtis Barnett. That's what he needs to do. Look at this, Zadlan. Oh my goodness, the power of this man. Jeez. Is unreal. You've got to say, you have to be right. Zadlan has, from the stairs, it's a bit like Giant Limbo really. He hasn't shown his true potential yet. But if he ever does, I would be very worried if I was a wrestler on the Raw brand. Look at this. Again, Zadlan with ease just throwing Curtis Barnett over. So much rain for really for Zadlan if he can get a win here tonight. Curtis Barnett, though, been unsuccessful in becoming the #1 contender for the United States title last week. Maybe he has this thing with Megan taking his eye off the ball a little bit, even at this early stage. Zadlan not letting up here. Throwing it down. Do apologise if you're encountering some problems with the sound tonight. I can only apologise about that. We are trying to work on that to make sure it's fixed for you, as Curtis Barnett comes back with a reversal of his own there, and really needs to get Zadlan off his feet more than anything yet. Raw will continue. We'll be right back. Stay with us. We're back here, ladies and gentlemen, on Raw episode 12. So glad you could join us here tonight, as Curtis Barnett going high flying moves here, out again. Is he going to try and hit him again with another one? He is. Second flying clothesline. Trying to keep the big man off his feet here. But Zadlan just keeps getting up. You can see the size difference between these two. But Curtis Barnett using his wrestling skill here, which maybe he has to do and keep kicking at the legs. If he does that, mobilise Zadlan would be the best thing to do. But Zadlan, just the power. The power is the worst thing about it. You can do everything to try and keep him down, but if he keeps using this power, you're in a lot of trouble. Neckbreaker again, taking Curtis Barnett down, and Zadlan here setting up what you missed through the break, ladies and gentlemen. Megan sent to the back after what happened on the outside. Zadlan tried to get involved. Curtis sent her to the back, and an Insiguri out of nowhere. Curtis Barnett looking for the win here. Outside again, going high flying again, might go for the third clothesline, does hit it. Can that be enough? Needs to really get a cover here. Getting him back to his feet is not going to help. Zadlan throws Curtis to the outside and then hip tosses him back in the hard way. And I think this could be the end. Up he goes. Zadlan likes to call this fusion, and there it is. He hits it. Is this going to be a big win for Zadlan? Into the cover, hooks the leg. 2 and got him. Zadlan picks up the win, and that is a big win for Zadlan here this evening. And what a dominant performance from this monster. And well, maybe he's been right of what he's been saying all week. Maybe this is the inspirational performance he needed. Curtis Barnett, no slouch. Seen some of the highlights through the break. And Zadlan picks him up, fusion right down, and that is a big win for Zadlan this evening. And I say the start of the monster, as you'd like to say, tonight. What is more to, is definitely more to come from this beast in the next few weeks. And as I said, he could do something that Giant Limbo couldn't do, and that was pick up a win tonight. And as I say, you don't want to mess with Zadlan. Big win for him tonight over Curtis Barnett. And Megan is coming back down here. What is going on with these two? Well, good effort from Curtis Barnett tonight. Zadlan was a tough opponent, but what is going on with these two? They're talking about swinging the ring, and well, that just just tells you what everyone's been going on right then. These two are definitely an item now here in Non-Stop Wrestling. The first couple here in Non-Stop Wrestling. Moving on, it is our main event for all this week. It is Edge versus Sean Bethwick, and it is non-title. And here is the world title holder, winning at SummerSlam against Daniel Cage. It's Edge. And what a performance he put in against Daniel Cage. And beating Daniel Cage again last week to retain the title. Daniel Cage tried to use his rematch clause 48 hours afterwards, after SummerSlam, and Edge beat him by count out. Remember, Chris Jericho attacked Edge after the match. And here is Sean Bethwick, new music and all. The man with the most Twitter followers. Remember, Sean the Show, make sure you follow him. He is, well, as he says, the most followed man here in Non-Stop Wrestling. Former Non-Stop Wrestling champion, first ever Non-Stop Wrestling champion. So it's going to be a test for Edge tonight. Sean Bethwick will not make sure Edge doesn't take his eye off the ball here. As I say, Chris Jericho, we haven't seen anything of Chris Jericho tonight. We will next week, as we will see him in his debut match. Edge will be watching him very closely. And now Paul Heyman has a client here on Raw as well. Surely just a double trouble coming for Edge if Paul Heyman's involved. Also remember, Royal Rumble, 11th of August, 30-man over the top rope. And the winner will get a shot at any champion they would like in any of the brands. You can even be NXT if they're so desperate to win the NXT title. Could be an NXT competitor. But any title you can go for. As Edge now into the headlock on Sean Bethwick. And we're having a suplex coming up. Snap suplex. Vertical suplex. And hit with a authority, really. But look at this. Sean Bethwick having none of it. Drops Edge down with a DDT and looks to be in control here over our world champion. I'm sure Edge wouldn't have took the eye off the ball, but can it really be? You've got to be careful when you know Heyman's in the building. You don't know where Jericho is, and indeed, Sean Bethwick is the first ever non-stop wrestling champion. So Edge really got to have eyes in the back of his head here in this one. But taking it. Oh, look at this! Bethwick reverses in a nice belly to belly. And really, as I say, Bethwick is no slouch here. But Edge, DDT of his own, taking Bethwick down. Needs to keep on him. Oh, and a big atomic drop. Bethwick, new music and all, new attitude. Saying he's so glad that John Laurinaitis gave him this opportunity against Edge. Because he wants to be back in the title picture. Saying becoming the first non-stop wrestling champion means nothing if he can't get into the world title picture here on Raw. Remember, Bethwick went to John Laurinaitis and asked to be picked for Raw. And remember, back at the draft. So Bethwick a lot to prove here. Bethwick actually was picked number 6 in the draft that night. So, but Edge taking him down, world champion. Such good battles with Daniel Cage. But Raw is going to continue, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. We'll be back with the conclusion of our main event. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Edge looking to put Sean Bethwick away here. Nope, just a 1. So much action going between these two. Edge back elbow. Bethwick having none of it. Just trying to get a breather here, I think. Maybe suckering Edge in. But no, Edge. DDT on the outside. Unforgiving out there. That is for sure. But Bethwick coming back with a rake to the eyes and a clothesline. As you see, it's so much for Bethwick riding on this match. If he can get a win here. And a neck break on the outside. Referee is still counting here. Bethwick back to the inside. Now Edge sort of got back at the same time. Bethwick didn't expect that. But the reversals continue. Look at that. Edge having none of it. Throws Bethwick in. Oh, this could look dangerous here on the top. Back suplex off the top. Taking Bethwick down. Edge still not going for cover. Still not happy. Look at this. Pinning suplex. Gets only a 1. Again, Bethwick showing resiliency here. Again, Edge again, second. Is this going to be another suplex on the top? It looks like it is. And it is another back suplex off the top rope. Can that be enough to put Bethwick? No, Edge is still. Maybe Edge is just thinking, this is what I want to do to Chris Jericho. But Bethwick fighting back. Could come back to haunt Edge. Look at this. Oh, nice punch combination. Bethwick, could he put away the champion here? This would be a massive win for Sean Bethwick. In the cover, doesn't hook the leg though. Only gets a 1. Edge fighting back. Takes him over. Snap suplex takes him over. Big shot to the back of the neck. And this could be it. Edge calling for it. Are we going to see the spear? Bethwick turns straight into the spear. That should do it. Into the cover. Hooks the leg. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, is over. And your world champion, Edge, has got the win this evening here in the main event on Raw. Good display from Sean Bethwick, but once you hit with that spear, it is all over. And Edge picking up the win Once, as I say, he hits that spear, and that is it. Good night for Jean Betherick. Edge getting the 3, picking up the win, and surely sending a clear message to Chris Jericho of what is coming up at the Royal Rumble. But remember, next week, ladies and gentlemen, #1 contendership match for the tag team titles. Chris Jericho's going to be in action as well here on Raw. So much coming up. Big Boss Man's also a part of us, well, the roster here on Raw as well. What a night we've had on Raw. And Edge picks up the win in the main event. And we also know Paul Heyman has got Chris Jericho as a new client. Big win for Edge on Raw this evening. And watch this. Chris Jericho is here. And he is saying he wants the belt. Well, that should be such a match. What a match that will be at the Royal Rumble. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. The end of Non-Stop Wrestling Raw for this week. My name is Beautiful Dave Easton. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, tell us what you think. For now, it's goodbye.